Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Sheila Beela coming to you with another review of Tyler Perry's Sistas Season 7, Episode 3, Grand Opening, Grand Closing. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into this episode. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to be a part of my community, please, please, please hit that like button. That does help me go through the algorithm and more people will start to view my content on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Let's get it popping. All right, yeah, I'm gonna try to make this as quick as possible because I'm kind of tired, but let's get it going. All right, so the episode starts off with Andi coming into the office. Apparently, she had a good night or good morning with Jordan. His name, I know that man's name is Jordan. I was calling that man Jonathan. I know that man named Jordan. Anyway, because we got old Jordan and we got new Jordan. Yeah. But anyway, so she coming in. Fatima talking about she been trying to get a hold of her. And Andi is like, what's going on? So Fatima fills her in. She tells her that these investors are here. The FBI's here. They're trying to do this investigation because apparently Gary has been doing some illegal actions when it comes to his business. And Andi is like, but Gary is a stand-up businessman. I'm like, girl, shut up. But Fatima said, no, he is a high-level scammer. I said, you know what? You show right here is a high-level scammer. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to find they're trying to find someone to connect all this to. They're trying to find any and everybody who's Gary has come in contact with to put the blame on. And Andi, you're on that list. And Andi is just like, well, I mean, we dated a while ago. I mean, he did give me this, a condo and a Rolls Royce. Fatima like, is everything in your name? She was like, yeah, everything in her name. So that's good, right? No, that ain't good. That ain't good. The point is he gave it to you and he possibly used dirty money, dishonest money to give it to you. So Andi over here getting scared. She was like, well, she don't want to lose her job. And Fatima don't want to lose her job. But Fatima is more in the clear than Andi because Fatima didn't have no relationship with Gary. Andi did. And Andi like, oh my God. She's like, what I'm gonna do. And Fatima's whole thing is we're gonna have to come up with something and put something together to clear your name because they're gonna be looking to fire somebody. So while they over there talking, trying to get some type of plan together, trying to keep their ears to the street, child, it's 50-11 people running out through this office, right? But anyway, Hayden walks over and he's just, hugging on them and smiling. They were like, what you happy for? Hayden's whole thing is, I'm in the clear. I ain't got nothing to do with none of this. And they like, but you and Gary are friends. And then he like, well, Andi, you and Gary dated. But he's just like, look, the FBI came by my house last night. I told them what was up. I ain't got nothing to hide. I'm good. And so Hayden's whole thing is, you protect me, Andi. I'll protect you. And it is what it is. You have my back, I have your back. But to me, that's code for Andi, you have my back, and Andi, I'm gonna throw you under the bus. So yeah, that's what I get from it. Like, you can protect me, but I ain't protecting you. And Andi done, but like, oh, okay. Fatima don't trust him. She, tells him to go on. He goes on. And Fatima like, yeah, the nigga scared. But anyway, so now you have Danny. Danny is vacuuming and trying to get prepared for the new therapist to come over to her home. And while she's over here trying to clean up, Tony, the person that never goes home, I'm like, why don't nobody never go to Tony's house? So Tony always over your house, Danny. Can you go visit him from time to time? Can now y'all go on a date from time to time? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So she over there trying to make her home look good for this therapist that's coming over. She's asking Tony, can Tony help her clean up? He like, oh no, he about to get ready to go. And so while he goes out the door, he tells Danny, tell Karen congratulations on her grand opening on her salon. And so he ends up leaving. All the while that bed's still messy. I'm like, so who gonna make that bed up? Tony, you could at least make the bed up. But anyway, so when Tony leaves, Danny tries to call the therapist on the phone. So it doesn't work. And the therapist is knocking at the door. Knock at the door. And so she was like, man, because she's trying to get out of it, right? Is what it is. So at the salon, Karen and Pam, they are trying to prepare because this is the day of the grand opening. We all know that Pam is a vlogger now and she's trying to put eyes on the salon so they can have a good turnout. All right. So while they're there, they're talking about the salon and all this other stuff. And white lady come in because the lights get turned out. So they trying to figure out why the lights get turned out. They don't really understand. So Karen on the phone trying to call somebody. The lady comes in and Karen like, we ain't open yet. The lady like, oh, I know. I'm the landlord. I'm here to collect payment. And Karen is confused because she was like, the money is automatically drafted. Child, the money ain't there because Pam using your money to go buy bull semen and stuff like that. So that's why you ain't got no money. But the salon owner is just like, well, you're not going to have an opening until I get my money. And Karen is just like, well, you know what? I'll send it to you tomorrow. She was like, you think you will? No, I need my money today. So Karen like, well, I'll send it today. So the lady, she leaves. And Karen said, well, God dog, I'm going to have to take the money from my business account and put it in my personal account. And my whole thing is like, I don't know. I just had to think about it. Like, okay, so if she's buying this property, why did they not go through a bank and she pays the bank? And that way the bank at least give you 3 months to be behind on your mortgage. But she's paying directly to this person? That's, I guess. So this woman finna be a nuisance. So this anytime Karen don't make her payment, this woman is finna be walking through the building trying to collect money. I guess it is what it is. All right. So Hayden is on the phone with Gary, and Gary wants Hayden to do him a solid. Like, I need you to come over here and talk to me. I need you to come. And Hayden, like, I ain't talking to you. I ain't even supposed to be on the phone with you. If these people know that the FBI was at my house, now they rummaging around my job. If they find out that I'm on the phone with you, I could get fired. And then Gary's like, you snake, you pig, you rat. Calling him all that his name, whatever. I know he called him a rat. A little guy, just little man and all this other stuff. And Hayden is like, yeah, it's either me or you. And right now, I'm not trying to be a you, so I'm going to look out for me. That's pretty much how that conversation went. They hang up the phone, then the camera pans out. And guess who we see? Tamara. I'm like, Tamara, girl, where you been? I just asked about you last episode. Now you back. So she just telling Hayden, hey, I'm sorry I missed you. Yeah, I did set you up, but now I have started to develop feelings for you. All the while, she throwing that pom pom out. She taking that foot, mashing it on his gas, if you know what I mean. And yeah, and he over there loving every bit of it. Child rubbing toes, child licking his tongue out. I said, hold on, wait. Is this a dream? Like, is this one of them dream sequences? Because y'all doing all of this when the FBI is there, when all of the investors are there. You got the board there. Like, you have all of these people running around this law firm, and y'all finna get it in the office? Okay. Way to take your mind off of things. I guess. Yeah, I cannot make this stuff up. But all the while, she's sitting over here talking about, yeah, I knew, Gary was a snake. I told you and all that stuff. But she don't really too much care about that. She's just trying to get back in Hayden good graces because she needs some of that Hayden money. That's pretty much what that is. Maybe, but you know what? Maybe she really did like Hayden because we could clearly see that Hayden likes her. All right, so Andi in the office, she wary, and Fatima comes in and was like, girl, we're going to have to get your story together pretty much. Like, we're going to have to figure out what we got going on and all that stuff, right? Can you trust Hayden? They don't know. They just trying to come up with a plan. So while they trying to come up with a plan, they end up bringing up the whole court case with Zach. How is everything going? Have you been following it? She said, yeah, she just needed some more papers that she had to turn in, right? So after they talk about that, then Fatima brings up the opening at Karen's salon. And yeah, that's pretty much what that is. All right, so now back over at Danny's place. Why does this woman look like Viola Davis to me? She looks like a younger, pretty version. I mean, Viola Davis is beautiful, but she looks like a younger, pretty version of Viola Davis. But anyway, so Danny is hesitant. She don't want to do this. She just sitting there looking at the woman. The woman is like, "This ain't no question and answer. You supposed to tell me what's going on, you know." And she said the only reason why she even doing therapy is because she was drunk on some mimosas. And that's the only reason why the therapist is there. The therapist asks her, you know, do your friends love you? How close are your friends? She said they like sisters. And she said, well, clearly your sister sees something that you don't see. So meaning that you need therapy. And Danny is just looking like, you know what I'm saying? Like she really don't want to do it. And she didn't do it that day because the therapist left right after. And the therapist told her, you know, if you change your mind, if you just even need to talk, hit me up. But why Danny gonna say she a real, you know, B? I was like, you don't even know this lady. You don't know how real she is. But that's neither here nor there. But the therapist leave doing no therapy. Child, I guess Danny is really hard to open up. But she need to close the top of that blouse. But you know what? She gotta go. She gotta get down to Karen's opening as well. All right, so now we have the delivery guy coming in because Karen called the delivery guy to come pick up all this stuff that Pam done bought. Because that's, like I said earlier, Pam is the reason why they can't, the mortgage money not being transferred over the way that it's supposed to. And now, out of all the men that done came through Karen's life, Karen is really looking this delivery man up and down. And Pam talking about, child, you know what they say about a man in uniform. I'm like, girl, he got on a t-shirt and some blue jean black pants, like some black jean pants. That's not really a uniform. Really? So I guess Pam, but you know how it is when you pregnant, child, them hormones get the right. Them hormones getting to get it. Maybe she want to get a little touched or something. I don't know. But my thing is too, these men, this is the second man that done tried to holler at Karen while she pregnant. Don't even ask if she got a man. None of that stuff. Well, Pam is the one that said, yes, she's single. But I'm just like, so y'all willing to take on these problems? So y'all really ready to get this woman and she pregnant? Which I get it, because I remember when I was pregnant, for some reason, men did try to holler at me. But they only wanted to holler at me for one reason. One, they just wanted to get it in because they talking about you already pregnant. I can't get you pregnant. I was like, but it's still STDs, and I don't even want to do it with you because I got a man. Child, men are crazy. But anyway, Karen over there looking at the man like she want to eat him up, and so is Pam. And he said, anytime you need me to come, I'll come. And he was happy to be there. That's pretty much what that is. All right, so this is the day. Well, it is the day of the opening, but now the girls start trickling in one by one. Danny gets there first, and she's fussing at Danny like, you should have been here earlier. And Danny has her own situation going on. Then Sabrina gets coming in. She was like, Brina, oh, you finally made it. You know, Sabrina like, you know, the day been rough. Karen don't care. She don't want to hear about it. Then Danny finally rides in, and Karen is pretty much over all of them, but everybody got their own excuses. Child, the FBI been at my office. Honey, Sabrina done had a bad day at work, and she talking about she wanted this other man's semen. And then Danny talking about the therapist woman coming over there, and she self-sabotaged that because it was a therapy session with no therapy. And Karen's whole thing is, I don't want to hear about none of this stuff. This time, this moment is about me. And she said, none of y'all girls was there for me. All y'all said y'all was going to be here and y'all was going to help me out, because earlier in the episode, Pam was complaining that she had to do all of this stuff by herself. But you got your girlfriends that's supposed to be there to help you. But I mean, at the same time, coincidentally, these girls do really have stuff going on. So I can kind of understand, but at the same time, this girl, I mean, that's your friend. You supposed to try to make time. But anyway, so Karen don't want to hear it. And the girls say that they're sorry. And then they bring up, Karen brings up, so yeah, you want to be out to lunch with Fatima. Y'all posting it all on the gram. And then that's when the other girl's like, oh, that's what this is about. That's what this is about. We tried to call you, but you cussed us out. You didn't want to be with us. But at the same time, they looking at it like it ain't no big deal because we tried to get in contact with you. But Karen is like, Karen said it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal because You and Fatima ain't friends like that. And then they discussing Zach Jr. and you ain't there. And I hate how the writers is trying to play that down like that's no big deal. Like it ain't no issue. But in reality, it would be a real issue. But anyway, so it's about time for the opening and all that stuff. They got the grievances out the way, and that's what that is. All right, so Zach in the parking lot with these roses, trying to figure out how he gonna tell Karen, congratulations, can I get a DNA test? And I'm like, Zach, your timing is wrong. It is all the hey, here these flowers. Can I get a DNA test? I understand you trying to do the work of Fatima, but you have to think. And I'm so glad that while he over there trying to prep about how he gonna walk up in this girl grand opening with some flowers, the mama comes in, Karen's mama, she comes in and was like, what are you doing? What are you doing here? And then what you got these roses for? So I know you're not gonna go over here and get these roses to Karen. You already, it's confusing. You don't see that this is confusing. You don't think how this looks like you're giving mixed messages. And I'm glad the mama shut him down and made him really realize that this ain't a good look. The girl already trying to move on with her life, and you coming in there with roses. She said, send her a text. Send her a congratulation text. Do that. But then once he steps back and he looks at it, he's just like, oh, okay, well, pretty much you're right. I'm just going to go home. But then the dummy, oh, you know what? I'll get that later. Because, I mean, a lot of y'all, I had posed the question, do y'all think that Zach should go to the grand opening? And a lot of y'all said no because he wasn't invited. Well, he was not invited. And as we could kind of see in the episode, she was actually looking for him to come, even though he didn't help do nothing. She just wanted his support because she said she's carrying his baby. But like I said, if he's coming just to be like supportive or whatever, but it does give mixed signals. You ain't on no stupid stuff. I'm just here to support whatever. But apparently the mama don't think it's a good idea either. So rightfully so, he went ahead and went home. All right. So now you have this. Gary is a snake. Gary is a gutter rat snipe. Like, he is so evil. And I didn't know that this man was this evil. But anyway, so he got Peniel. He got her sitting over there. And I'm like, girl, why are you always falling for him? For his traps? I know you want this situation to work, but like Gary said, she weak. So he over there landed on thick. He done gave her flowers, candy, apologies. He talking about he done got her food at her favorite Vietnamese restaurant. And so I'm like, this look crazy. And she's like, well, this doesn't excuse what you did. I know it don't, but I just want to make up for something or whatever. He talking about he don't know why he did what he did. He was confused. Maybe he was upset or whatever. Just landed on thick. And she's sitting over there eating it up. So all the while he talking, he opening up the food. I'm like, what you open up the food for? So he opened up the food and then it ain't even no accident. He purposely drops the food in her lap. And somehow, maybe this Vietnamese food is extra juicy because she got the front of her dress wet as well as the back of the dress. I was like, God, dog, did it leak all the way? Child, I don't eat Vietnamese food. I don't know how juicy it is. I don't know how much water they put in that little container. I don't know. Maybe it's just a big bowl of noodles. Child, I don't know. But apparently it didn't seep through her whole dress. So as she's getting up, can you go get the paper towel? As she gets up and go get the paper towels, as Gary suggested, Gary goes inside of her wallet, gets all of her credit cards, bank cards, ID, take pictures of it, and puts it back inside of her wallet. And then he calling her stupid the whole time. Talking, oh, this is too easy. I said, you going to hell. You gonna sit right by the devil. Unless you repent. But anyway, I just thought that was not cool. So anyway. So now the opening comes, Karen cuts the ribbon, and everybody is praising Pam because they're saying thank you for helping our girl Karen. And so Pam walks off, Karen is there, and they just telling Karen she did a great job. What she did, because this salon is like 10 times better than the original Karen's hair mastery. But everybody is like, oh, we so proud of you. We so proud of you. And then they give her a gift. And you know what let's guess what this gift is. I think that this gift is a toy. You know, one of them intimate toys. Let me know what y'all think that's in that bag, because Karen is stressed out. And maybe according to these group of girls, they know how to relieve some stress. So I'm thinking that, it's a little intimacy toy inside of that bag. Y'all drop in the comments and let me know what y'all think inside that bag. Then, it is what it is. If you right, you get bragging points, because I really ain't got nothing to give y'all. Anyway, so they just giving her kudos and all that stuff, and they give her a toy. While they're talking, Andi gets a phone call from the office. It's Fatima, and about the FBI. They said with the girl, they mention your name. And so she goes over and tell Karen, I'm so sorry, but I really have to get ready to go. Some more stuff came up at the office, and so she ends up leaving. So apparently everybody ended up leaving because Sabrina, early in the episode, Rich came to her job to talk to her, and she said this is not the time to talk about it right now, and he said, okay, well, we'll talk about it down there at the juice bar. And then why the white lady gonna say not even at work, at his place of work? I'm like, so you finna be a thorn in Sabrina's side. Child, I can't wait till that lady get fired. Sabrina can get her old job back to where she's the HBIC. Anyway, so they sit down, they have the conversation that they should have had when she wasn't drunk. So pretty much Rich is like, I like you. I never felt like this about a woman in a long, long time. And he pretty much tells her that he got like 8 siblings, and he feel he's the oldest, and he feel like he done raised all his kids to where he don't want to raise no more. And he tells Sabrina pretty much in a nutshell, if it leads to something more, then we can this conversation or the beginning may end differently. Like, if everything goes well between the two of them, then I guess he might consider having a baby and getting married or whatever. But my thing is with this whole conversation, because I was like, Sabrina, tell him no. Tell him no. For once in your life, be like, no, this is what I want, and I can't wait on you to change your mind. Because my thing is, how long is it going to take for this man to change his mind to decide that he want kids and want to be married? Because like Sabrina said, ever since I was a kid, I knew what I wanted. And now I'm with somebody that don't want what I want. So you should have just let him know then. Don't let him, narrate or dictate what's going to go on in y'all relationship. That's not fair. And I don't even understand why Sabrina puts herself in these settling positions. Like, you going to end up wasting years and years and years. I don't know. I just think that's crazy. You just going to sit up here and wait on this man and say, oop, I'm ready. It could be 5 or 6 years from now. You trying to have a baby today. But anyway, Sabrina agrees and they happy. She told me, I may regret this, but I'll see where it goes because I do like you too. I'm like, girl, you just looking at that he look halfway decent and you just falling for it because he is the man that Calvin wasn't. But the only difference is Calvin did want to have that life with you. You just didn't want to have that life with him. Anyway. So now I'm back over at Zach's house. I'm like, Zach, why you walk in there with them flowers? Zach ain't all the way right. Zach don't think things all the way through. Because I'm like, why would you walk in there with them flowers knowing you was giving them flowers to another woman? So he walking there with the flowers. Fatima like, oh, them for me. Them for me. Oh, you got me some roses. I'm like, girl, nah. He was like, nah, these were from Karen. Karen? Yeah, because I was going to go to her opening. You was going to go to her opening with some flowers? Well, it ain't what you think. It ain't like that. I was going over there with some flowers because I was going to say I want a DNA test. Here we go again, Zach. Your timing is bad. Even Fatima, like, really? So you gonna go over there with some flowers in front of all these people and ask for some DNA tests? Come on, Zach. And then he just like, well, that's what I was gonna do. But then the Karen mama stopped me and was like, no, don't do that. And she convinced me to come home. And then she was like, for once, I do agree. I do agree with Karen's mom telling you to come home. But Zach whole deal is, I'm just trying to do what you asked me to do. But then he's going to go back over there after to Karen's salon after everybody has gone, and he's going to ask for a DNA test. And that's why Karen got a DNA test, because he's going to go back over there and ask for one. And hopefully this time they'll make some type of arrangement to get something done, all four of them together. But it looks like she's still gonna do it without him, because she gonna come to his house and say, I got a new DNA test. Is he gonna give her some of his hair or something? Like, excuse me, I don't know. I just think that's weird. But anyway, Fatima's just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Just do what you need to do without the flowers. And then she gonna call the flowers ugly. But at first you thought that they was cute when they was for you. I was with Zach on that one. But she said she had to get back to the office because all this stuff going on with Gary and the FBI and all this other stuff. So Zach is like, oh, okay. But my thing is, when Fatima left and Zach got on the phone to call Gary, so I do remember on Zatima that the guy that was working with Gary said that he should invest his money. So did Zach really invest his money? Because Gary didn't answer that phone for him. And Zach just like, shoot, if it ain't one thing, it's another. I didn't think that Zach went through with it when he invested his money with Gary's company. Let me know in the comments if he did do that. All right, so Gary back at the office. He's saying people ain't picking up at him, but child, you ain't picking up at other people either. Andi ain't picking up the phone. Hayden ain't picking up the phone. Child, ain't nobody picking up the phone. And he's just like, Andi, he mad at Andi talking about, yeah, she's going to talk and all this other stuff. And the man talking about, is Andi going to be a problem? And he talking about all the stuff that he done did for her. She can't even pick up the phone. Now I want to pick up the phone for you. You got me in a bunch of mess with the FBI and I could potentially lose my job and lose whatever I got. Because they can seize all that money thinking that Gary is the one that gave her the money. So they can seize her bank account so she can't have nothing. But anyway, also, the dude on the computer, he says that now they have all the access to Penelope's accounts and her life insurance policy. The updated version. I said, are y'all going to try to unalive Penelope? Like, what y'all got her life insurance policy for? Now, I can understand y'all got the bank accounts and stuff like that because you need some money because all of your money is gone. But what you going to try to do with Penelope? See, that's why you going to end up in that stretcher first. Because you trying to unalive somebody else. I'm just guessing. I really don't know if that's him or not, but that's what it seemed like to me. Because Gary is spiraling down. But anyway, so I just thought that was child. Anyway. So now back over at the office, Fatima was like, yeah, they mentioned your name. And I think the man was named Leland or something like that. Leland? He's one of the investors. He's on the board and all that stuff. So you need to come up with an excuse. You need to come up with something to say. Andi said she just gonna tell the truth, but not the whole truth, but a little bit of the truth. She was like, so what? And Fatima said, so what you gonna say? I'm gonna just say that I know Gary and we dated some time before and all that. She was like, you can't say that. You gotta come up with something more. So the Leland dude, he had walked by and they was like, well, that's him right there. Bring him in because I want to talk to him. Fatima like, are you sure you want to talk to him? Because I didn't think that was a good idea. But maybe it was a good idea because what's about to happen. So they bring the man in there and he over there, you did this. You going down. He was just really going off on her. She was like, I am a good attorney. Like, I done been a great asset to this company. It's not about you being an asset to this company. It's about what you got going on with Gary. You brought Gary around here. Child, I said, this nigga finna have a heart attack. Y'all better catch him. Before I knew it, The man was breathing real, real hard. I know his whole left side was hurt. Child, what they say, fast? What is the acronym for fast? It's like shortness of, y'all know what the acronym is. I think it's like fast or something. Like, this man is, I know his child, he was going numb. And so while he trying to get mad at Andi and to read her rights, telling her how bad she is and how she done hooked up with Gary and how doing all this stuff, this man done passed out having a heart attack. I said, well, you could at least calm down before you walked in there, but I guess he was just that mad. He was just that mad. And Andi like, can somebody please call an ambulance? Can y'all please? I said, well, maybe that ain't, maybe you should just let him lay there for a little bit until he get his story straight. Because Andi, you need your job. Like Hayden said, all these good rich white people in here, they trying to find somebody to fire. And Andi, it looked like you the one on the list because he said he is going to turn your name into them so they can fire you. Maybe he the one on the stretcher. Because he looked like he had on a good pair of church shoes. But anyway, y'all, I said this was going to be short. But it always end up being long. But anyway, y'all, this is Sheila. Be the like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what y'all thought about this episode. No, it's not verbatim. No, I probably forgot a whole bunch. Charge my head and I'm a heart. Jesus loves y'all, and y'all have a great day. Bye.